When Empire, also Bank. A lot has happened here. Oh, Monty ban from Astralis to start it off, saying nay, DarkZero, no can do. Go next, pick something else. Osa Blitz will be available, of course, if you want to play a shield operator. Nuke is a very common ban on this map. Can sneak into that garage on a basement attack. Just creep around the map in general.
Okay. Well, my ban is pretty standard. Last ban coming in from Astralis. What do we think? Yura, Valkyrie? To why? Honestly, these bans have been wide open so far.
I think you keep
There's
Valkyrie
a Legion
open.
ban on Oregon, if you remember.
Yep, I think Valkyrie stays open. Yep.
It's Kaid.
Kaid. Kaid banned with Thatcher open. It's one of those, like, it doesn't make a lot of sense because Thatcher counters Kaid, and you're correct if you think that. But now that Kaid is off the table, you don't have to brute force the Thatcher. You grant yourself more flexibility on the attacking lineup, really, and allow yourself, so like, one more niche operator. I have to say, Parker, you started something that is so abnormal.
We warned them. We warned them in between the games. We told them to fix it, and they didn't fix it. That's fine.
So it's the player's fault, is what you're saying. You didn't do this.
I take no responsibility.
Oh my god.
I shrug it off. I shrug it off.
Fair game.
Very first defense on Bank. This is the quote-unquote reworked Bank. It's not the same as it was when it was in comp play before.
You're correct.
Open area. In terms of play rate, open area is actually the most played bomb site on this map by a single round over Locker CCTV.
It's true. Plays out very differently, however. Of course, basement is all about bunkering down for the most part, whereas open air is about extending out as far and wide as possible. You can play all three floors if you want. Start up in CEO, go into first floor, run into basement, utilize those stairs and blue stairs and the main stairs itself. Of course, right now we see both DP Fire and Iconic spread across barricading doors and windows, denying lines of sight from those attackers that can creep around on those repels on the lobby side of the map. It's going to be a standard start here, operator-wise, in both teams. Nothing pocket pick right now. Of course, the Maestro is a stellar operator. Hasn't seen that much play in this grand finals, but the few rounds in Oregon that I did see play, it actually did play off quite well. J90 and DP Fire, the first two most aggressive far-forward people from Astralis, with Shuttle to follow up as well. It's a two-man top, two-man first floor situation for Astralis.
Quick into the building on that bottom floor, and immediately the Selmas will go off and some of the wall inside of that staff area will be cracked open. No real contest up top on this square stair. Instead, it's Shuttle to peek out. Getting droned in, bothered by that pesky little gadget that just zooms by your feet, one of the most vital gadgets that are in the game.
Damage being taken here. Hyper was finding themselves in a hard place there with no support really, but the Juno Surge and Jure comes out, Canadian, opening kill. J90, alibi off the board. Utility stays alive, of course, but the operator is gone.
And there's Panbazoo to follow up. DarkZero coming alive. Panbazoo and NJR in close contest for most kills so far in this series. Fighting for that MVP spot should DZ come out on top. In terms of Astralis, their standout player, if I remember correctly, is J90. I'd have to look at the stats again, which I don't have up in front of me at the moment.
I think you are correct, though, in this situation. Of course, I gotta say it again, every member has had their moment to shine. It's been round for everybody to take, and they've been taken. Right now, it's Forest, Shuttle, and DP5 that will have to take something together in this 3 versus 5 situation. Backs against the wall, opening defense. You gotta find a pick somewhere on the map and lash out, even back that man number. Otherwise, you're gonna get swarmed out. There's just too many members of DarkZero available. Selma charges, well, mostly been spent. Mavericks available if you need it. 5v3 minute left.
Long line of sight. First kill for Astralis here on Peg. It's all quiet right now on the western front. As DP Fire inside of Elevator with that one kill to his name looks for a potential other from somebody in lobby. Panbazoo is the one holding down that portion of the map. Maverick torching through the wall, Forrest testing his eyesight. I don't know, I can't see that. They'll fire away just in case. A long line opened up, but Forrest makes it work, and he thinks he has one for the Maverick as well, a reload. Ill-timed, but look at the flank from DP Fire. The Maverick on the ground, down goes a clip. Grenade does damage, but not enough. Both Forrest and DP Fire are so low. but DarkZero need to get into the bomb site with only 10 seconds left. Canadian on the Forest. There's NJR to get a kill, and it's DP Fire. He started this off for Astralis. Can he end it? Goes down below. No, making noise. They think he's gone. Tight angle, and this is a tough shot to make for him. Canadian wins it out. 3 kills for the captain, and DarkZero opens up Bank with a big round win.
Almost couldn't get any closer. You know, Astralis had information on the bomb site with those evil eye cameras from Maestro. Gave the info to DB5 to run away. There's the zoom! Nice. Barely see that myself, to be honest. The info was there. There were red paint, yellow paint, all the kind of pings. They were holding down the fort. Canadian finds that final kill, protecting the bomb planter from DarkZero. Spope staying alive. DB5, of course, had only a sliver of HP left in the bar. So low. It's gonna force their hand, changing up the bomb site here. Going to the basement instead. Of course, the lineup, a little bit similar, also a little bit different. The Muzzy and Vigil and Oryx speaks to the, again, the aggression and the roam game. The Echo and the Mute C4 speaks to plant deny and information gain or information deny. So again, Astralis, they're dotting their I's and crossing their T's, playing both A, the early round the aggression, and B, the late round bomb deny, because Bank is about both. Sure, if the attackers go server, they can just stop planting right off the bat. That's why you have the Echo and the Mute C4. But you also can't just all hide on the bomb side, and that's exactly where the last 3 remaining operators of the Oryx, Vigil, and Muzzy comes out to challenge the beginning stage 1.
By the way, I just want to say on record, I'm a big stupid idiot who doesn't know anything at all. There you go, I'm on the record for it. Why? Because when we were like, yeah, there's only been 2 best of 5s, we just conveniently ignored both Sweden and Mexico. Literally the last 2 majors all went to 5th maps. So yes, I'd like to be on the record. I'm a big stupid baby who doesn't know anything. Please ignore what I said.
We both missed that, by the way. We spoke about this briefly, and we both missed it.
I mean, it is kind of funny because I've casted all 4 of those. So the point for me at least still stands. Doesn't stand for you or for Canadian, but either way. I just have amnesia, that's all. We've never had a best of 5 go to overtime, apparently. But that's also not true because Coastline went to overtime, right? But that was under a different setup, so it's a little different. We're splitting hairs now. Either way.
Moving on, as though they say. Roam player from DC is quite sharp. They got the Jackal and the Dokebi to assist with that. Of course, the Osa helps later on in the round when you get towards the bomb site itself. It's going to take a while before we get there. Canadian setting up his first shield. I believe that's inside of server dirt tunnel, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Oh, actually, already inside of server itself. It's gotten quite a significant amount of map control for DC. Can just sit on, cut off that A bomb site rotation. But now DC effectively a roam clear with only 4 members available, as Troy is on a drone, can maybe gain some information, but can't quite help his teammates out. It's Hyper, it's Pamba, has to clear out these members of Astralis.
On this, on the roam right now, this Forest is down below. At any point, that Oryx can hop back up the hatch to get in closer to one of the attackers on the 2nd floor. It's a downstairs/basement defense. He has Shuttle with him. As there goes the first logic bomb. And it's Forest debating whether he wants to hop on up. No, don't go, don't go, don't go. NJR is there for the kill. The Yokai drone with the assist, but it doesn't do much. It's Shuttle to gun down Canadian. Immediately pivot. But look at that. All of a sudden, the Fink is just dropped, and Panbazoo takes down Shuttle. They trade out, but DZ comes out ahead. And it looks like it's opened up all of open area in favor of the attackers.
Mind you, Canadian is down for the taking, but he put down both his Osa shields before that happened, which means the value is still there in terms of utility. Server control is on DC's side, 35 seconds. I believe Yokai drones are both gone, but I could be wrong. We'll see in just a second. But never mind that. It's going to come down to the wire because time is taken away. 27 seconds and down, 4 versus 3. No C4 for defenders. No plant denial, really. Yokai drone is available, by the way, so it can be used to stop DC from planting.
And it's such a brazen spot to be for Iconic right underneath the hatch. He's going to tempt Fate. Fate bites back.
Oh,
look at this. Again, it's happening, but no, this time it doesn't work out. DZ gets a little bit lucky, and that's their 2nd round to start off Bank.
I got PTSD seeing that. I say, Iconic, you can't get to do that twice. You can't get away with it. And he does not, because DC is there this time with enough numbers to make sure that that does indeed not happen. Forest, unfortunately, climbed up that hatch at the wrong moment, became a free kill. Really, really good cover from DC.
Back to open area, Astralis is going to go, and Honestly, a lot of that really coming down to open area. A crucial part of the map. If you're going to put 2 defenders upstairs, that removes your ability to have them sit in the rest of the bomb site. Now, maybe it's just because Bank has been changed ever so slightly to the way that the hatches work towards the back of the bomb site, and also the way that Vault has been changed a little bit. But it's not uncommon for teams to put all 5 defenders down below and bunker up. Maybe you put somebody over by the elevator, maybe you put somebody at the top of blue, keep 1 in server, 2 in the bomb site, that's it. But instead, Astralis decided, we're gonna hold open area. There were 2 players in there, a bit of a misplay from the Oryx, and then a trade-off, but at that point, there's nobody who can now go up and recover that part of the map control that you've given to DarkZero.
You're correct. I mean, Basement and Bank kind of plays out the same way as Basement Oregon, where mainly, or usually it's about the bomb site. Shuttle says, no, it's about the spawn peak and the early aggression. Finds NJR. But yeah, you can hide all people in Basement if you want. Put in the staircase, you don't have to, you don't want to. And I mean, Iconic right now in Astralis, they are on the roam trying to get aggressive, and so far, not too bad.
No, you've got an anti-roam operator hard built into the game. That's Jackal in the hands of Canadian. This is one of his favorite operators that we've seen so far throughout the major, and most notably in the best of 5. Adrenal Surge goes out. Panbazoo in a very familiar spot inside a main lobby. Could not deal with Astralis the last time he was in here. First thing for DarkZero to do, go upstairs. Maybe take care of one of the roamers, or die trying.
This could be huge. Of course, Jagoscan comes out, but I don't think Iconic is... He's still hiding shuttle level support. It could be huge.
Have they baited him in? No, they throw drones at the problem. They think they see the mute jammer in the middle of the room and go, maybe this is a bait. And they're correct. Astralis wanted them to try to push towards the main stairs. Iconic is still hiding up top.
I don't think they know.
I don't think so. Iconic has been doing this disappearing act the last 2 maps.
Drones are coming out. They're scouring. Hyper right now on that drone, looking. But he's cold.
Even with mute on the board and a vigil, there's still 8 drones available for DarkZero. A ton there, as Iconic will go for the run out, and now the long drive to get back, but he's just out of reach. They can't do anything about it. Eclipse does, though. He's still on the roof. A valiant effort, as Iconic could have gone down swinging, but he chose the path of least resistance, or so he thought.
Burnt down the clock, though. Bought some time for his teammates, of course, in this 4v4. It's not too bad, honestly. Min and 5 to go, still gotta go through those walls. The Maverick Torch can make work of it. You got 3s, make that 4 grenades between Panbazoo, Eclipse, and Hyper. Tons of options, tons of time, somewhat. Shuttle.
No way, Shuttle. You look the wrong direction. Eclipse drops in, sight unseen. There's J90. They're so tantalizingly close to the bomb site, but DZ still has some off-site players to find. 40 seconds in a 3v3. Something that we've said a dozen times over the last map or 2. Oh. Look at this punch hole from Forrest. That is a rat angle if we've ever seen one. And Hyper doesn't realize he's just right there. The nade goes in, it connects. Damage is done to Hyper. Still inside of Archives. DZ with a numbers advantage of 1. Damage done to J90. Now he's dropped. It's Forrest to clutch outer. DarkZero goes up 3-0. Surely a timeout must follow if they can't do this. But Forrest sees one, gets the drop. He's stuck, and he's dead. DZ, they've taken all 3 rounds. They did this in map 1, they did this in map 2, and they've done it again now, here in our very final map.
I mean, if things were to follow, it's gonna mean a timeout soon, right? Because that's what Astralis always do. They call for it when they're down a couple of rounds, and DC doing really good in their attacking starting side.
This is a wash for both teams. I mean, neither of you picked Bank. It's just the decider. That's just how it goes. And right now, it certainly looks like DZ is the better team. I want to say for 1 second, as wrong as I might have been about the anecdote earlier, I was right about this one.
You were right about this one.
I was correct about this bomb site. Teller's Archives, the least picked bomb site on this map. Only 5 plays of the 83 rounds, now 86 rounds, that have been played up to this point. The 87th round of Bank goes to the bomb site that doesn't really ever show up. And it doesn't even have a good win rate for the defense either. It's not like it's played 5 times but the defense always wins. No, no, no. It just doesn't really work in any way.
No, I mean, the issue is it's basically just a scuffed CEO bomb site because, well, The bomb site is below Zero inside of Teller's Archives. If the attackers get up above and do vertical destruction, you're done for. The entire bomb site is soft destroyable from above. And it's why DC bring out the bug. It's why they have some soft breach utility. Also, this means that it's why DP Fire is finding themselves upstairs in CO, because this is the area that matters the most right now.
On the old bank, Archives Tellers was often seen as the secondary bomb site until it got replaced by the upstairs CEO bomb site on the top floor. But when teams did defend Archives Tellers, it was relatively similar to what we saw out of that CEO bomb site. You bunker upstairs, you open up avenues to rotate into printer, into potentially stock, into conference room, and then if you die and lose control of the top floor, well, you're in a significant amount of trouble.
It's basically over.
Because in a lot of those cases, there was a Buck who was very strong with nades back when Bank was still in the map pool. You also had Sledge as a good surrogate if Buck wasn't being played. Nowadays, it's the same focus. You lose control of this top floor. What's your contingency plan? How do you get yourself out of that situation?
Or honestly, it's going to be down to a chaos situation, right? You swing and take gunfights, you force it anywhere you can on the map. Play on those staircases, main stairs, server stairs, maybe try and flank lobby, because lobby itself, where Pamasu is right now, is also a vital part of the map for the attackers. If defenders can take back this map control, take that piece of the land, that's huge for them. But there's no information really on the defensive side, so you're going in blind, and Pamasu just sneaking up the main stairs here. Looking for a flank.
Very close to an engagement as they get baited out, and Pambazoo sees, but the head of DP Fire immediately. Adrenal Surge follows after the very first kill. A nade as well could go to the main stairs. There's nobody nearby. Sits on the mute jammer and gives his position away. Hyper engaging with Forrest, but it's DZ coming up on all of these kills. Astralis took a big gamble, and right now it is not paying off. But if a comeback is going to begin, they need a first kill. J90 finds it second as well. So surgical as he heads towards Trump, but he's down by Pambazoo and finished off. Shuttle stands against the test of time, 50 seconds left. On a bomb site that we doesn't get much play. What does Shuttle do to get himself out of this spot? He's got no nitro cell at his disposal. The hatch above him open. He can rotate, but he doesn't have the kit to deal with tons of enemies at close range. But there's one. Maybe he swaps on over to the shotgun if it's in his back pocket. Shuttle now still making it work. He's pulled off clutches before. Great in the cut and thrust. 20 seconds as DZ marches their way in. Eclipse getting the diffuser down. Canadian will cover. 5-1. The leader leading by example. Shuttle's not going to see the diffuser getting planted, but he wins the gun duel against Canadian, and suddenly it's a 1v1 as all eyes go on to Eclipse with the timer running against Astralis. Shuttle doesn't see it, looks the wrong way. It was so close. The reaction from Eclipse is, what were you looking at? And DZ is up 4-0.
I will say though, Shuttle hitting some nasty shots in that round with that SMG-11 made it look so possible. Whereas J90 started off that round on a heater, finding 2, almost 3 kills, setting themselves up for a possible clutch, but it's too much. And again, once top floor falls, it's done and dusted for that bomb site, because there's just nowhere else that is safe. No real good fortifiable positions on the bomb site itself. That's why Shuttle himself also made it to open area. Rotated main stairs. Back through that rotated side. It was too late, no C4. Maybe with a C4 that could be different. I'm gonna walk back to open area. Last time we were here, as the score tells you, 4-0. No success for Astralis. But it was close. It was 1v2 the first time, with Troy plus Eclipse planning and covering. Second time, close as well. Banshee's being put down the main stairs and server stairs too. Ensure that if any attackers sneak around, they will find them. Pamasu has been doing this so many times against Astralis. Walking in somewhere, finding a kill, and then he just sits still, holds tight, waits for support to come to him, and then they work as a unit to clear out the remaining enemies in their path. I'm sure this round will be no different. Canadian on this floor is now. That was banned earlier on in the previous map. He's now back and comfy to use that information and self-destruction.
I hate to sound like a broken record, Nick, but the one player that the team seems to live or die off is Iconic. Iconic at 0-4 is just not getting it done. When Astralis is in it, it's when Iconic is performing. But Iconic is getting shut down. He was a superstar on Oregon, on Bank, not quite putting it together. And it's just, it hurts. The depth from Astralis is there, but it hurts when the king loses his crown.
It's a good way to put it, honestly, and it's always expensive, if you will, to invest into a single player, you know, relying on that performance, but DC is not that different because when Pambasu has a weak game, so does DC. The dominant performances we've seen from them is when Pambasu thrives, when he finds those openings, it's allowed the freedom to take aggressive gunfights. But we also know that both of these teams have very capable players. It's a matter of who shows up and when they show up, and of course, if you play together as a unit. So far, DC and Banks are doing the better version of that. There's Panball alone in lobby, looking for another opening kill for DC.
Well, you can see small leaning IRL just to see where maybe it gives him an extra vantage point. Who knows? So the alibi tucked into the corner of J90, just over the gun barrel of Pambasu to the right, sitting behind the filing cabinet. The alibi is in a good position to win this one, but oh no, down goes DP Fire. The castle spotted out. J90 doesn't realize how close Pambasu is. And now Pambasu can go elsewhere. Reposition as slowly the ceiling over top of the alibi disappears. 1 minute left, and there's Pambasu to pick up 2 big kills. Astralis in trouble as it's all up to Shuttle yet again inside of open area with some soft destruction, but God, this is a hard fight to win, and it's just too much for them. DZ are marching their way to this major championship. That's 5 rounds in a row, almost a perfect half.
They're so close, they can taste it, they can feel it. We've all seen the trophy between these two teams. Both of them want it so desperately. Troy made a joke once about DarkZero. The one thing they would need to build is a trophy room in their mansion. But even if they build it, what trophies would they put in there? They have some domestic ones, but they're so close to their first international title, they can put in their trophy room.
We have something that I actually don't think has happened in quite some time. Forrest has picked a zombie. Forrest was so excited that in the announcement today for the next season of Rainbow Six, the next operation, that there will be no operator quarantine any longer. Immediately, a new operator will come out.
It's pretty good.
Given the way that Bank plays, again, another coin flip map. Oh.
Hyper Shuttle.
The usual suspects.
As always.
We want Skinergy, that's correct, thank you. That's absolutely accurate.
You too can pick up Skinergy in the in-game store in the
No.
esports. No, you cannot.
Locker CCTV. Downstairs, Astralis will go. This is the bomb site that they had before. There's not a lot of work to be done when you're setting up a lobby again because Astralis hasn't won a single round, so you don't need to worry about what bomb sites are and aren't locked. All of them are available. And their future is as bright as the stars.
Don't ever tell people to boo ever again.
I made a huge mistake,
You did.
okay? I made a huge mistake at the start, and it's just, it won't stop, all right? Are you booing me? They're yelling at me.
Oh my God, they're angry at you.
Am I being booed? It's ridiculous. Cross your fingers that this is gonna work out. Your fingers crossed? Good, seems like everything's working out. Again, back downstairs we'll go for a third time.
Set the tone here. A lot of things has happened in this match so far. For DC, most of these rounds have been opened up by Pambasu. Without his contribution in the early stages, different scenario. On Astralis' side, you see right now everybody's 0-0-0 scoreline because of the rehost. But we kept talking about Iconic having a very slow start. We're still looking at him to try and help Astralis back into this. Find their first round, gain some momentum. Forrest in the mirror might help with that, of course. Gonna fortify the bomb site itself. Gonna favor that late stage of the round when DC knocks on the bomb site doors and walls. But before we get there, Iconic is aggressive on his smoke with the FMG in hand, 1.5x scope. Normally we don't see this very often in Bank, but it could be the formula that they need. Toxic canisters can get used earlier in the round to keep yourself alive, to stall for that time that you so desperately need. This DP Fire upstairs with Iconic. It's Pamisu lobby door, alone like every other round before it, looking for the opening. It's DC droning, taking their time, not overstepping their boundaries, making sure that somebody's being aggressive, that they'll peek with a drone, not a body.
I think the drone timed out. I don't know if he actually got any value from that.
Don't think so.
Didn't pilot it back. First logic bomb goes out. DP Fire's position in the hallway as he now scoots away, but it's Panbazoo on the case. Not the literal case, but a nice shot from DP Fire.
That's what they need.
Astralis needs a huge round or a huge opening to try and keep themselves in this. You do not want DarkZero bringing out the brooms to sweep you away.
I mean, they're all falling back right now, at least most of them you see, because they got the kill they wanted and needed. Shuttle can stay for a bit longer, kill a drone. I like this min-max value, because if you all fall back down, no one's there to, pretend there's a danger. Good call from Astralis. They play a fine line, but they played so well this time. DP Fire is the one man to bring it. Shuttle dips out as well. Half the round over, 4v5. This is now where the mirror windows, the yokai drones, the triple C4 in the basement, and still 3 toxic base from Iconic Astralis are in such a good position to get their first round on the board in this last defending side that they have.
DZ have suffered a loss with Panbazoo. Obviously, no nades. Smoke will go down. Does Hyper dare drop in the midst of it? That's a line of sight from the back of the bomb site that is now cut off. Anybody playing over there, you're not going to be able to see. If you want to rotate at a vault, if you want to be playing over by elevator, minecart, whatever you wanted to call that spot, there's not much you can do. Instead, DZ used that secondary and primary utility to buy time.
Something worth noting here, there's no X-Kairos left. That means that these walls and server will stay intact. They have to do a hatch drop plant. They can't use the walls at all.
And it actually worked out well for them last time. They did something very, very similar. Nade goes in, no casualty just yet. Was it primed properly? Iconic takes out Hyper, but it's a joint effort. Finally, DZ gets on the board, but it's a little bit too late. They're outnumbered, doubled up on, but it's getting closer. DP Fire spotted out. It's a swing on the Canadian. NJR will be the last one upright. Diffuser miles away, a yokai sees him. He's in the middle of the bomb site. He's doomed as a nitro cell claims the last soul from DZ. That's their very first round for Astralis. They need to heat up because they got a big hole to dig themselves out of.
Looks so much better. I mean, once they got that opening kill from DP Fire, they played so well together and they knew they had the numbers, they had the utility, and they fell back immediately to play off one another. Shuttle did not overstay his welcome in open area, and that is massive. It's a good read for them. Now, the tall task comes around. You need to attack. Being down 1-5 on Bank. Statistically, attacker favored across the Charlotte Major, 47% defense, 53 attack. That is not far away from 50-50 though, not far from a coin flip of a round. And DC will open it up on a Teller's Archives defense, which is again oh so rare. Did not work out the last time when we saw it. It was a flawless for DC, or sorry, a plant for DC, not a flawless. The clutch.
Bomb site that Astralis went to.
Boy.
Astralis got smoked on it. DZ is going to go to a bomb site that again doesn't see much play. I was right again.
Yeah, as you are, Parker.
But it's not about me being right. It's just, I suspect that teams keep things in their back pocket for these bomb sites.
I mean, you have to, right? You can't just keep going CO for the 20th time, maybe the 50th time. You need to, at some point, bring out these tertiary or fourth place bomb sites that just don't typically work. And if you prepare a pocket strat, as we call it, like a one-off strat that will work once in the game, that's all you need. And if your DC being up 5-1, that's going to let you match point if this works out. You have every bomb site at your disposal. You're obviously comfortable playing all of them. I think the one thing that I liked from DC already that I was kind of like, what's happening in Astralis? Valkyrie's being played from Canadian round 1. Sure, it's going to force out the Twitch. You can kind of match it up and look for those Valkyrie cameras and take them down. But I feel like Astralis was missing information. That's why Pemisu just walked on in time and time again and found those opening kills. DC, they're like, not going to make that same mistake as they were. Good drone deny, bulletproof as well, shut down that Twitch drone, and there we go. His player swung the door, took it out, NJR. Good job. Those Twitch drones have such high value utility, and the first one is already in the grave.
Forrest on Repel right now, almost a minute off of the clock. holds on to the diffuser. Twitch holding the diffuser is really a sight to behold. With the way that Forrest has been playing, I'm not sure if he's the one to deliver the payload, so to speak, but he's going to be in the position to do that. Looks like he can just rappel on in if nobody is watching that angle, but they don't have intel just yet. Panbazoo's currently stuck inside a janitor. He impacts and gets his way out. Iconic breaks in and down goes Canadian. Another body could be found. And there it is, Iconic. 2 huge kills.
He's activated. He's on fire. He's looking good while doing it too. And this is the Astralis that's the strongest, right? You got all players up and ready. When Iconic gets the entry and plays loose, that's when they thrive so much more. 5v3 now, and again, one of the weakest, if not the weakest defense in Taylor's Archives. The vertical play, you see it on your screen right now. There's a Sledge and a Bok and a Sophia. There's nowhere on site that you can play whatsoever. Open area, that's not where the bomb site is, but it's where the players are. It's where the service stairs flank.
Shuttle bucking away, taking damage in the process. DZ losing out on more HP from NJR now, as he's the one in the line of fire. Firm control from above. There's NJR's kill on the Shuttle. With a Thunderbird on the board, it means that they can very easily get healed back up. But look at this. Eclipse from out of nowhere. Eclipse with a slide down 2, and he can head for the hills. Astralis really thought they had something. It's Panbazoo down, though, as its 3rd kill for Iconic in this round. Eclipse will need to clutch. They've got a big play from him lined up. Astralis are in the bomb site. They don't have the diffuser, though. It needs to be retrieved. DP Fire spotted on a black eye cam. Right now, Eclipse waiting, but oh, it's DP Fire to shut him down. As Eclipse was trying to buy time, Astralis get their 2nd round in a row.
So wonderful play by Eclipse. It's not enough, though. Again, Iconic got a triple in the round. The first one, the second, I believe the second to last. We saw the flank here. The reward from Eclipse waiting there really paid off. Astralis comes out on top. 5-2. DZ can just try and throw something at the wall, see what sticks. Astralis did not. We're going to open area instead. Castle on the board, of course, to help deny lines of sight. Warden being picked up is stable for DC. Normally Eclipse the one to play it. This time it's Panbazoo instead. We saw the Thunderbird last round doing a pretty good job keeping every defender alive, but open area itself, not that many good areas to put it down when the bomb site itself is here as it gets under fire. Those corner stations are only good if there's a safe spot. Not the case for this one. Jaeger, of course, matching up. You can stay safe in those fortifiable areas. Grenades not going to do too much damage to you as long as you're nearby one of those ADSs.
5 seconds remaining.
Bok and Sledge both being picked up still on the attacking side. Means again, vertically speaking, loads of damage can be done. Do note, Shuttle and the Bok does not have the secondary heartbeats gadget. All you got is the Selma charges from DP Fire, so limited heartbeats capabilities.
For open area, you want to take control of that top floor, as we talked about before. First castle barricade now falls for Astralis. Shuttle's in that position. Sees it go off, and then immediately bucks open the wall to give his team a much longer view of the staff area before heading back upstairs. In terms of roam, plenty of bodies from DarkZero, not nestled in the bomb site, but neither of them are really all that far away. Canadian and Eclipse are the two that are not playing within the walls of either open area or the kitchen.
I mean, Canadian in almost every single map is like as far away as possible on the side. He's in the basement right now, just kind of waiting around, seeing what comes to him. Can sit on cameras if he so wants to, and just gain a bit of information. The goo mines will again keep him safe and comfortable. We saw that bulletproof or the Meister camera, either or, inside the lobby area to deny info because you can shoot those drones at either or. There's gonna be Astralis tagging from above as they always do. Bok right now opening up all these hatches because they are left soft. All 10 reinforcements have been spent. It's not a mistake. It's a strat chosen by DC. Also Astralis. Now, not gonna get punished that bad for only having one heartbeat operator. They'll be fine.
Well, Forrest takes some damage and then calls in the cavalry, aka those nanobots, the nano swarm, whatever they're officially referred to as, aka the adrenal surge. The Buck's still persisting, and Shuttle getting scarily close to being completely out of skeleton key ammo. The common spots right now seem to be vacated by DarkZero. We're just past the halfway point. DZ, again, only need these 2 rounds to secure the championship. That's it. Can they accomplish it? Iconic with that wall opened up earlier. This was planned out much, much, much more in advance. And look at that, Astralis just sweeping through it. Forrest one of his own too. Adrenal Surge on cooldown, but he'll be able to get himself right back up. Iconic next to the line of fire. Canadian dancing around a grenade. There goes NJR. Astralis looking for the knockout blow onto the captain, and they'll get it! A flawless round as suddenly Astralis have found a new gear.
There it is. Now we got a series on our hands because everyone's showing up and defenders cannot find anywhere to hide or play successfully. They're getting torn apart. That nade from Iconic opened up the round, the wall to follow it up. That grenade kill removed the 2 impact grenades from the bomb site on Eclipse. Those are going to be so vital to deny the Heartbreak Summers later on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. As Iconic says.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong at all.
Similar circumstances to where DZ was at on Oregon. There is no parachute as we've talked about before. No timeout to be taken by Astralis, already used back in round number 3. So you have to hope that you're able to right whatever wrongs in the actual match itself. So far for Astralis, things have been going right. 3 rounds in a row, the most recent flawlessly done.
Yep.
DZ still has access to their time.
Yes, they do. You take it if you want, but again, just like when Astralis had the lead, no reason to give the opponent that parachute unless you absolutely have to, unless of course you think that you can see something much more valuable. Right now for DC, trying open area one more time is very bold because they lost it the first time. I want to see what can work for them.
This is big value, by the way, from the laser gates and the castle barricades. You put the Aruni gate, laser gate, in front of it, so you have to break that before you then destroy the castle barricade on the other side.
It's true. You can't get sneaky around it, you know, grenade the floor, you'll get the door, but not the gate itself. So either or, you gotta clear both eventually. J9 open up the soft wall, breaching charge in hand, opens up. Doesn't get the castle back. Oh, they're gonna rush.
They're juiced up and they're in the bomb site, but DZ seem to have this one in hand, and that's it. It's J9 against the wall. Shotgun against the wall, through and damage done to Panbazoo. Oh. It's ugly, but look at that. You've got 70 bullets left. This was a go for broke strat from Astralis. And it might be broke. DarkZero moved to match point if J9 cannot pull off this 1v3 clutch that became a 1v2 clutch. Inside a staff area. Is he being spam pinged? Because it sure sounds like it. They know he's there. Around the bomb chassis, it's Hyper on the cross. Championship point, DarkZero!
They're closing in. This could be our upcoming final round. Again, the rush shot almost worked. It was so off pace. It was beautiful, but it was shut down as well. I hate to break it to you, Parker, but not that. That too, I guess. DC are taking us to Telus Archives. On the 5th map, match point 6-3, they're going to Archives again. Not basement.
Are DarkZero allergic to the best bomb site statistically for the defenders? They are trying to get through this defensive half on hard mode.
They are. They want to prove a point, perhaps? I don't know. Show the world that this can work at the highest level of play, perhaps? I'm not sure. Similar lineup. NGR, his turn on the Thunderbird. They've been kind of swapping that around between the members of DC. Eclipse getting active again on the Jaeger. Did good last time on that. Also on this bomb site as well.
10 seconds left.
This is it.
This is it.
Could be the final 3 minutes, or even quicker if Astralis tries a repeat of what we saw in the previous round. That's a huge gamble. Astralis just go to burst into the bomb site thinking they can take advantage of DZ. But DZ's just too smart, too good. They know about it. They're prepared for it. They're ready. They stop Astralis in their tracks.
I respect it, though. I mean, the balls you gotta have to make that decision, that play in that moment. And it could have worked. It was so close. Just inches away from success. A rush that's fun to watch, fun to play, but so chaotic in the moment. Don't have time to think and make decisions. You gotta act on instinct. Breaching charge goes out, it's a bit of team damage. Not a huge loss. IQ being picked up from Forest can now find these Valkyrie cameras and deny information gain. What he's doing right now is he's mapping out the rooms. Where does DZ have information? Where is it safe to go? Where is it not safe to go? Canadian got impacts in his hand. Up top.
Oh, nicely shot on Iconic. Forrest coming in for the assist. Bloodshed early on, but Canadians inside of conference room. He's holding court and immediately fades away. Gets right back to the Kona stations, and it's like nothing was gambled in the first place.
Back to full HP. Iconic and J9 both very low right now. It's gonna not help them in those later engagements. These Kona stations can keep healing up. The one thing is, the attackers get to that area, they too can get healed, but they're inside of the open area itself. Side, of course, is Agav's Tillers. Lot has to be done for Astralis right now. Vertical damage control is being set up. NJR inside has a challenge or not. Can they find NJR on the side? They get access. NJR holds the ground. It's trouble for Astralis.
Well, they'll use whatever they have at their disposal. Again, win or lose, even if they're in dire circumstances, so much to be proud of. Hyper has to reposition after taking some damage. Iconic and J9 weak. They're a little worse for wear, but they seem to be wearing it quite well at the moment. There's Kona stations as well, still on the table. Get pings onto the bodies down below as Astralis gets shot through the floor. NJR is a better shot. Lined up, he knows there's one inside a lobby too. He can't capitalize just yet. It's DP fire for the outduel, and shuttles retrieve. So Astralis actually comes out ahead in that engagement. Canadian doesn't have a nitro cell. There's no way to play this from below. So he heads down into lockers to wait and potentially go for a flank. Exploit whatever blind spot there might be. DZ has vacated the bomb site. Diffuser going down in the hands of Iconics. Does DZ know this? It's being planted right under their very noses. One missed opportunity for Eclipse. Hyper goes up. Suddenly DZ have the advantage, but they got to work against the clock. DP Fire nestled firmly inside of the bomb site. His teammate J9 guns down Eclipse. Repositioning, running rampant, as DZ will scramble. Hyper with 1v2. DP Fire, it's J9 to save Astralis. DZ can double up and secure their first international major win. They were forged in the South. How fitting it is